recording started. Hello everyone, on behalf of TCC, Learning Design and Technology Department and Learning Times, I'd like to welcome you to our next presentation by none other than Koran Munafo. And Koran, you have 20 minutes from now. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Dr. Peter, for that fabulous introduction. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this session's presentation titled Usability Study of a Simplified E-Learning Design that Integrates Google at UH Apps with the LaLima LMS Learning Management System. I am Koran Munafo, and I am a final year student in the LTech and COLT programs here at UH Manoa. I have spent thousands of hours learning online over the past 6 years that I have been earning my series of degrees, and that in combination with these programs now over the last 2 years have really inspired me to create this simplified user-centered e-learning design, considering access from an array of devices, platforms, and locations. So that is me, and I wonder how my audience is doing this evening. Can everybody give me a smiley face or a laugh or a thumbs up? Wonderful. Good to see everybody here. Thank you. It's so funny how happy a little smiley face or thumbs up can make me feel. Okay, so let's get rolling. So what I wanted to do here is simulate for you the course features video that I created and is featured on the home page of the IS 101 e-learning course. And it is designed really to orient students to the features of the course site. So imagine that you are on the course site homepage and you just press play, although this may be the slow motion version. So here we go. Welcome to IS 101 Home. This page is the landing and the launch pad to frequently used services such as Google at UH and the class Google Plus community page. Access shared instructor student drive folders for important artifacts. Contact your instructor when you need help. Keep on track with the Google Calendar of assignments and activities. You can even get automatic reminders to your email and your phone and your iPad when you add it to your Google Calendar. Get inspired with words of wisdom. Watch the announcements for important course news. Go to the syllabus to access important course details. Go to lessons to access the main learning content in the course. Start with lesson 0 and progress through the sequence to lesson 9. Within a lesson, you can move through the step-by-step sequence, navigating with the back and the next buttons in LaLima. Access multimedia instruction, assignments featuring Google Docs, and assessments directly in the lesson sequence. Go to the resources page to access important resources. Check your grades often in the gradebook. And you don't know a classmate's email? That's no problem. Use the mail tool in LaLima. Don't forget to send yourself a copy too. So that is what you would experience if you were a student watching the course site features video. For those of you on iPad or other mobile devices, I'm sorry. I know that those slides did not proceed quickly enough to get the full experience. Please bear with me. Hopefully we can get a good screen for the rest of it. So one more time, my audience, can I check in with you for a minute? give me a little sign. See, is everybody still with me here before we're moving on? Very good. Thank you so much, everybody. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the design. And for those of you who were with me last night, please bear with me. We will be getting to the usability portion of the program soon. So the overall goal of the design was to take the existing UH services, the Google at UH apps and Laulima, and to combine them to create a simplified e-learning design that integrates the services to improve user perception, efficiency, and ease of use. I chose the Hawaii Community College course IS 101. It is a face-to-face course up until this design, and it came complete with course learning outcomes, a designated textbook, and general learning assessments. So it was kind of a no-brainer choice. Plus, I really like the content. The design takes a modular approach in the prototype framework, with Laulima acting as the e-learning course shell. And it has been customized with the content that is stored on the Google at UH cloud. This allows for easy replication should the design be used with different content, easily swapped out. The companion Google site has all the navigation and page titles disabled for seamless embedding into Laulima to give one smooth, unified design look, hopefully, to students. Since there is no native navigation, I created this design map for administration purposes, and it is to help really administration navigate through all of the features and aspects of the course site. So what guided my design creation process? Well, that was a fun one. So backwards design principles informed the design approach. I knew what I had, and I had to figure out how I was going to get to where I wanted to go. Also considered was Menchaca's CASA model, which is a design framework for e-learning courses that guides content, assessments, synchronous and asynchronous delivery methods. I also used rapid prototyping during the design process, and the design really went a series of wireframe to prototype iterations until the final build out. There were many. Mobile design principles also were considered, as both Laulima and Google have easy native adjustment for mobile view with a simple box check. I did not do any coding except for a small little bit of HTML adjustment stuff, and that was it. So those were considered. Intuitive design principles, really, they state that the design allows for training while the user interacts with the design product, and without the user necessarily being aware that that's taking place. And so I kind of had that as a guiding factor as well as I was creating the design. The design aesthetics were guided by my favorite, the Universal Design Principles of CRAP. That's contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. And the design does include custom graphics, native text, matching typeface, and judicious use of white space and color. So a little bit more about those custom graphics. Yes, I love Google Draw. So using Google Draw, using Google's really cool material icons, I used both of those to create the course learning outcome icons, the graphic navigation buttons, and the EIS 101 logo to brand the e-learning design, which I scattered liberally across my materials. All the other tools that I used are the Google at UH Suite, Camtasia, and Audacity to create my videos. So much fun. So that about wraps up the overall design creation process. Let's talk a little bit about the design framework to support learning, the most important part of the design. So let's start with the strategy to foster an asynchronous e-learning community. So newly available for Google at UH accounts is the ability to add the Google Plus consumer app. And I've taken advantage of that and included it in the design for several reasons. The most important, in my opinion, is the ability to introduce the concept of digital literacy to students. And through the affordances of the Google Plus platform, while they are using their Google at UH identity. So their usage and their participation on the Google Plus platform private class community page is safe, and it is an identity that is attached to school. The course design also includes one required synchronous face-to-face session, and I've designed this to build community, to set up tech services, to have a syllabus walkthrough, all of these very important in a college success course. Also, having one face-to-face course will satisfy Hawaii Community College proctoring requirements for this 3-credit online course. Students who can't come in person, because the course is available for the whole UH system for any student to register, although it is a Hawaii Community College class, can opt to join in Google Hangouts during the face-to-face session, or we'll have a Hangout going and available for students who would like to join that way. And there is an optional face-to-face celebratory session at the end, although that is optional. All other learning does take place asynchronously. So tech skill learning has been scaffolded and integrated at strategic locations in the sequence of instruction. And really this is to aid students in increasing their ability to use Google Apps. I've also included options, while my design team on the content has included options for creation of assignment artifacts through a various means in addition to Google Apps. So we've given optional and challenge yourself Web 2.0 links and options that artifact creation can be made, although the Google Apps are the required. The delivery of the course content will be sequenced using the built-in lessons tool in Laulima. This is an easy box check to not release a assignment until the one previous has been completed, and this funnels the students through in a linear process. The content does include multimedia learning objects and has been linked liberally to outside resources for further exploration opportunities. And the course text content has been simplified and modified, taking into account that there are some students that actually go through courses and never buy the textbook. So you could probably still pass this class without the textbook, although you could not get an A. For administration, organization, and sharing, the artifacts are mapped with live links in varying formats, which does include sheets, docs, drive, sites. Anybody who's worked with me knows that this is something that I like to do, and I find that having access to the content in several different ways gives the ability to do different things and see different perspectives that you might not be able to if you only have one means to access. Giving choice for access, I think, is also important for an administrative standpoint, because just like learners like to have options, I think the instructors like to have options as well. So that wraps up my design section. And so now I'm going to talk a little bit about the usability study process. So the research questions were designed to guide the evaluation of the design and the effectiveness of combining the tools, and look at impact on user perception, efficiency, and ease of use. The testing was conducted in person in study lab rooms at UH-Hilo. There were 9 total participants that were recruited on the spot, as it was hard to get students to schedule testing ahead of time. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's experienced that. The participants completed a consent and pre-survey on Google Forms with 5-point scale questions designed to gather demographic data and to have them self-rate their tech ability and their experience with LaLima. And the random sample participant pool, about half were UH-Hilo, half HCC. Almost all had taken at least one online class in LaLima, and almost all had accessed their courses with a mobile device. The average self-rate tech ability, it fell within mid-range. A usability study protocol employed the concurrent think aloud and concurrent probing methods, while the participants interacted with the course site. And it guided participants through scripted scenarios to mimic activities an e-learner would do, designed really to gauge, again, user perception, efficiency, and ease of use. After the protocol, participants did complete a post-survey and a brief interview, again, to gauge overall user perception, efficiency, and ease of use. And my participants received $10 for participating. Oh, those Safeway cards totally saved me. So round 1 usability issues that were found did include there was too much text on the home page, there was not enough orientation to Google services, there were too many LaLima platform services, there was not enough orientation to LaLima native navigation, the service identification and navigation page error of the Google Plus services, and the course resources were not ideally located. Yeah, so prototype revision 1 to address all of that. You can see the changes in a flash here. I simplified the home page and modified those graphic navigation links. I removed and reorganized the services and added navigation hints in lessons, modified and changed the link to the Google Plus community page, reorganized the tools and resources layout, and it upgraded that intro video, key thing. So in round 2, the new prototype, it saw less usability issues, although it really still had some problems. So I kept tweaking it. And round 3 saw significantly less usability issues when compared to round 1. And that one critical error did remain. Overall, users did have some good things to say about the design. And in retrospect, that critical error Google Plus community page really was an issue of time. I didn't have time to invite and then users accept invitations to the private community page. If I had, I really do believe that the page would have displayed successfully. And I think that this can be resolved in the course launch during our face-to-face session when we are populating the cloud as a class in real time, and I can help students do that. So overall, the usability study did confirm that users experienced increased positive user perception, efficiency, and ease of use of this integrated tool set. Goal reached. So that wraps up the usability overview. Now, if I may reflect for 1 minute and 23 seconds. So I began working on this project when I started the LTech program in the fall of 2014, and it has been an iterative process. Thank you, everybody who has tolerated me through this process. You've all been awesome. I do believe that this is a replicable and scalable design because it is a living cloud of intricately linked data. I do believe that it achieves the affordances of a more modern LMS like Canvas while using existing system resources, although it may be the thrift store version, but it still works. And really, it's my hopes that this course positively impacts student success and e-learning within the University of Hawaii and hopefully beyond. So to sum it all up, the majority of usability issues were resolved over the 3 rounds of usability testing, and the results did show an increase in user perception, efficiency, and ease of use of the integrated by design e-learning prototype. And the major revisions did include strategically placed links to tools and resources, graphic links created with universal icons, a simplified homepage with minimal text, an animated course features video, and all of this in one elegantly simple design. So that about wraps it up, everybody. Does anybody have any questions? I see that we do. Go ahead and take it, Faith.
Hey, Koran, thank you very much. Great presentation. I do have a question. How was using Audacity? Was it effective, and did you have any issues with it?
That's an interesting question. I did like Audacity, and I still say that I am driving on the learning curve of Audacity. It is a rather robust program for it being a free program, and unless I somehow accessed it and was supposed to pay and didn't pay. But yeah, I tried on a couple different programs and apps, and that turned out to be my favorite one. So ask me in about 6 months, and I could probably give you a more robust answer. Go ahead, Moose. Sorry,
Hi,
Shane.
Koran. Great presentation. Awesome. I was wondering, did you have any advice for any future usability study practitioners?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So I would say start your recruiting early. Don't be too Pollyanna about the ease and or perceived difficulty of recruiting. If you're somebody who likes to talk to people and you have a ton of friends, it's going to be real easy for you. If that's not necessarily true for you, then start early and consider recruiting a recruiter to recruit your participants.
Hi, Karan. Thank you for that answer. I do have one more question, though, if I might. Do you see this format being adopted by other users of Lalima? I know you said you made it very modular, so it seems like others could adopt it pretty easily.
I certainly hope so. That certainly guided my whole design creation process over the course of the 2 years that I had been conceiving the design. And I am making a rather robust instructor manual that is also simplified, and that is based on a screencast of me actually building out the course, the full course, and so it will be annotated and then accompanied with minimal descriptive text. So hopefully it is very replicable and very easy to come up to speed on usage for administration. Thank you for that good question. Do we have any out there? I'm not really watching the chat box, so does anybody see anything in the chat box that they would like me to address?
Not that I can see, Koran. They are mostly just complimenting you on your wonderful presentation. And on that note, we're on time, so I'm going to call it time for your presentation. Congratulations on a wonderful presentation. And let's give Koran a round of applause. She loves to look at all those emoticons, so make sure you applaud in the system for you. All right, folks, let me just invite you to move on to the next second to last group of presenters tonight, and they'll be starting at 6:30. Thank you, and mahalo for joining us tonight. Aloha.